Tonight, we're talking about the metal that actually runs this whole damn system, not tech stocks, not Bitcoin candles, not whatever Jerome Powell sneezed into a microphone today, copper. Because while everyone's distracted, copper is quietly setting up the biggest supply chokehold of this decade. And let me be very clear right out of the gate, this is not a trade, this is a bottleneck. As of early February 2026, copper is still trading around $5.80 per pound, roughly $12,900 per ton on the London Metal Exchange. That's after a pullback. And even after that pullback, copper is still up roughly 30% year over year. So if you think this story ended with a little volatility, you're not paying attention. Copper isn't tightening because speculators got bored. It's tightening because the world physically cannot get enough of it. And no amount of money printing fixes geology. Here's the math nobody can escape. Every electric vehicle uses about 4 times as much copper as a gas car. Every AI data center, copper heavy, power dense, no real substitutes. Every grid upgrade, charging network, wind farm, solar plant, defense system, rail line, transformer, and substation, copper. Copper, copper. This is not one demand story. This is every demand story hitting at the same time. Now let's talk supply, because this is where the fantasy breaks. Ore grades are falling globally. New discoveries are smaller, deeper, uglier, and far more expensive. Permitting timelines are stretching into 15 to 20 years, not 5. Water shortages, labor unrest, and political risk, especially in Chile and Peru, the 2 biggest copper producers, are already disrupting output. And here's the part Wall Street still doesn't want to say out loud. Even at these prices, copper cannot be produced fast enough. This is not oil. You don't flip a switch. You don't frack your way out of a copper shortage. From discovery to first production can take 2 decades. And we needed these mines yesterday. Institutions know this. JP Morgan is projecting a refined copper deficit of roughly 330,000 tons in 2026. S&P Global projects copper demand could rise nearly 50% by 2040, driven by electrification, AI infrastructure, and defense spending, while supply fails to keep pace. That's not hype, that's arithmetic. Now let's kill a myth before it spreads. Aluminum can replace copper. No, that's cope. In high-load systems, grids, EVs, data centers, aluminum loses efficiency, increases heat, and complicates engineering. You can substitute at the margins, but not where performance actually matters. Copper demand is sticky. You don't engineer it away, you pay up. And governments have figured this out. Copper has quietly moved from industrial metal to strategic asset. The United States needs it for electrification and grid hardening. Europe needs it for energy security. China needs it for everything. When governments depend on a metal to hit climate targets, defense readiness, and national security goals, price stops being the limiter. Now here's where this gets dangerous. Markets are still pricing copper like it's a normal cycle. They assume mines come online on time. Politics stay calm, labor stays quiet, water keeps flowing, permits magically get approved. That's fantasy. This market doesn't need a black swan, it needs a gray pigeon, one strike, one flood, one permitting delay, and inventories don't tighten, they snap. That's how real shortages happen. Not slowly, not politely, violently. Copper isn't the flashy headline metal, it's the metal underneath every headline. AI doesn't run without copper. The energy transition doesn't happen without copper. Electrification without copper is a press release, not reality. This is why copper isn't just bullish, it's inevitable. You can delay EV adoption. You can slow renewables. You can kick policy down the road, but you cannot cheat physics. Copper is the constraint behind the digital economy, and constraints don't resolve sideways. They resolve up. So if you're waiting for CNBC to bless this move, you're late. If you're waiting for inventories to look comfortable, you missed it. And if you think this gets fixed by price alone, you don't understand mining. This isn't about hype, it's about math, geology, and timelines that do not care about your portfolio. Welcome to the hidden economy, where the real moves happen before the headlines. If you want the equity angle, the jurisdiction traps, or why copper may front-run silver and everything else this cycle, say the word. Until then, stay sharp, stay cynical, and stop letting narratives distract you from the metal that actually holds this system together. Subscribe and hit the alarm bell, you bitch.